Hi, I'm John Forrest. This VLM is about managing our come from. I have to constantly remind myself to be mindful of the way I show up, to think hard about how I'm appearing to other people, and I have to manage my come from, the way I'm thinking about things as I get started on them. This has a big impact on my relationships and the way I interact with other people. I'm sure you've noticed bosses who, when they walk into the organization and have a dour look on their face, their lips are turned down and they're scowling, it makes everybody in the place go, "Oh no, what's wrong? What have we done? Are we in trouble?" If that same boss walks in with a big smile on their face and a happy step, everybody thinks, "All right, we're doing okay." Our come from, the way we show up, has a big impact on the people around us. I tell people to be mindful of the wake they leave behind. Are people buoyed by your wake? Do they enjoy riding in the wake you leave behind? Or are they getting swamped by it? Does it feel to them like they're getting underwater because of the wake you leave behind? So I want to share with you some of the things that I use to help me stay mindful of my own come from. One of the first and most important is I'm mindful of my principles. Principles are belief systems that we have, and they help us determine how we're going to behave when we're with other people. But principles are not universal. Principles are something that each one of us believe in. Each one of us has our own belief system, and that drives the way we see other people. If somebody has a different belief system than me, it might be difficult for me to accept that they have a different belief system. So being aware that principles are just beliefs, and each of us has different beliefs and different principles, is one of the first places that you need to start in order to manage your come from. A second and very important component is managing what I call self-deception. Self-deception is actually a concept that's been around since the time of the Greek philosophers. And it basically says that when somebody has a problem but they don't really believe they have a problem, then it's very difficult for anybody to talk to them about the problem that they have because they don't really believe that they have it. This can get us into a lot of trouble because if we're approaching somebody else as if they're the problem, that's going to actually be a big part of the problem. The fact that you think that somebody else is the problem is part of what causes the problem. Can you see how self-deception is very difficult to get around? So the key to managing self-deception is to be aware that you are also part of any problem that you might be having with another person. As soon as you're aware of this, you're already managing your come from, and it's going to be much easier for you to have a discussion with somebody that doesn't start from a place of condescension or talking down to somebody or belittling them or treating somebody else like they're wrong. This is a major key. And then the third thing is this little tool that I use. It's called brain power. Our brains have a lobe in them that's called the amygdala. It's a walnut-sized lobe that's deep in the center of the brain, at the top of the brain stem. And the amygdala is essentially responsible for all of our fight and flight instincts. It's sort of like a radio frequency sender and receiver. It can pick up danger signals from another person and have us be on alert about that person. This is when you hear people saying, "I don't know, there's just something about that guy. I don't think I trust him." That's because our amygdala is picking up a signal that says that person might not be trustworthy. Well, here's the tool. If you will mentally, in your mind's eye, reach out and massage that other person's amygdala, or let them know that it's going to be okay, that you're fine, that you don't see them as being a problem and you don't want to be a problem to them. If you'll reach out in your mind's eye and massage their amygdala, that will keep you mindful of your own come from and send a signal to that person that you're okay. And that's an excellent place to begin whenever you need to manage a tough conversation or handle a relationship issue. So there's 3 tools for you to use that will help you take full advantage of the communication success tools in the Stay Calm method. These are starting places. Consider this operating instructions for using the rest of the tools that you're learning here. Apply it now and you'll see better results in your life tomorrow.